morning, Star.
Morning.
Yay. What a fabulous day it is. What a great crowd. I love seeing all these smiles and some people show up regularly. And those who just drift in every once in a while. So we are grateful to be here today, and we have a lot of special treats today. I'm going to start off with a reading. Go ahead, Steve. As I'm getting ready to go on an adventure in my life, this struck me this morning. It's called Ripcord Grandma. Not that I'm a grandma, but I could be. A Deep Breath of Life, Ellen Cohen. When 98-year-old Hildegard Ferrara's friend offered to pay for a skydive for her next birthday, she was joking. Hildegard answered, "I'd love to." And she was not. The offer was right in line with Hildegard's life of endless adventure. At the age of 93, she had her naked body slathered with mud by the mudmen of New Guinea. And she has dined with headhunters, slept in King Ludwig's castle, and savored termites and eggs for breakfast. Her flair for individuality erupted in 1917 when she was suspended from an all-girls Catholic high school, ditto, for posing for a photo in which she brazenly exposed her shoulders, different. There are only a few places on earth Hildegard has not visited, and she advises, go out and see the world before it's too late. She's not an exception to life, but is an example of possibilities. She has not fallen prey to the notion that age determines our abilities or activities. She chooses to live from joy, and life supports her in manifesting her dreams. Go, Grandma! All right, I would ask you to join me in reading our vision statement on the front of your songbook. Oh, and by the way, welcome Zoomers. Hello, Zoomers. Hey, Zoomers. So, on the front of our songbook, our vision statement, our Sunday gathering is designed to provide a weekly encouragement to individually manifest our highest good and purpose in our lives. Inner direction is the key. We reinforce positive directions for our lives and the infinite potential within us. We seek connections to create an open atmosphere of acceptance of all backgrounds, races, and lifestyles. We come together in a spirit of inclusiveness, embracing all spiritual paths, honoring God in an atmosphere of unconditional love. And now if you'll stand and join me and the band in singing our sing-along on page 30, listen to the music. After that, we'll have our meet and greet.
Some are sad, oh, easy pain. What people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message, get up through. Oh, am I gone too after a while? Whoa. crowd is growing bigger. Listen for the happy sounds, gonna make it fly. Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music all the time. Oh, oh, listen to the music.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, everyone. It's so good to hug and say hello. Okay, everybody, have a seat. We're going to move into the band's special song. So everybody have a seat and relax, and we will hear their special song.
It's about feeding back already. In fact, it's feeding back. It could be. It's good. I think, still there.
This is our psychedelic portion of the show.
Which one is that?
Oh.
Can you just pull the fader down on that mic completely right now?
That one ends. Both.
One of these.
Okay. Huh. Check, 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 check.
That one's pretty loud.
It sure is loud. Oh, yeah. Something's going on. Yeah. Don't really need to hear my voice anyway, I promise. So how's everybody enjoying their false fall right now?
How hot is this?
I'll take it.
Hello, hello. Check. Maybe it's that one.
Don't have any weird frequency things going on, do we?
Can you pull down the low mid out of a little bit, actually? Not the low low, but low mid. All right. Everybody, everybody has a song to sing. Everybody has their thing to bring. Well, you've got yours and I've got mine. Don't you know you're one of a kind? Everybody is a rising star. It doesn't matter if you think you are. You've got something like nobody else. Have a little faith in yourself. Down the road you're bound to meet someone who seems to put you down. Just don't take what's not for you. There's no reason to take offense if it's not due. Let it through. everybody. There's nobody who can take your place. There's nobody who can fill your space. One and only one authentic you. You're the only one who will do. Everybody has their life to live. Everybody has their thing to give. No one else can do what you can do. No one else can ever do it for you. Everybody has a song to sing. Everybody, everybody.
Thank you, Morningstar Awesome Band, Ken, Daryl, Jeffrey, and Frank. Awesome. And you've noticed a couple of guest players today. That is Steve Van Landingham and Miranda Orana of Arabesque. So not only are they going to join the band, but they will be doing our meditation with music. But first, we are going to do our chant, Ariom, and that's on page 58. After that, Miranda will come up and introduce what she would like for you all to be doing while they're playing the music, and they will be circulating the room. So just know they'll be coming down the aisles.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. We're going to do a little breathing experiment. So, the topic today, Evan is going to be talking about his breath. And of all the things that I've been involved in my life, music is breathing. Musical phrasing is connected to our breath because when we sing, we have to breathe at some point. And so that determines the length of our musical phrases. So, as I play, I would like you guys to experiment with the breath and connecting it to the phrases, the musical phrases. And we're just going to practice first. I'm going to just have Steve play while we are exhaling, which is when I will be also exhaling as I play sound. So we'll exhale and we'll inhale in silence and we'll exhale again. And then at some point when I feel everybody's got that, I'll play. And we'll do the same thing. When I'm playing, you're exhaling. When I pause to breathe, you're breathing. So you'll kind of experience that expansive exhale and the brief inhales. When we extend the length of our exhales, we turn on the parasympathetic system, we stimulate the vagus nerve, we go into that rest and digest. And so the longer exhales are really important in spiritual traditions and in contemplation. So after we do this kind of breathing thing, as soon as Steve and I get up and start walking around, you can resume your normal breathing and just start feeling into the sound. Get inside our instruments, get inside the flute, get inside the bouzouki. All right, and then we'll just play around until we're done. So inhaling, everyone.
So the purity of that sound just filled my heart, got my throat. That's Miranda Arana and Steve Van Landingham Arabesque. They are wonderful resources in our community, great gifts. More resources in the Norman community. We have one of our very own today, and I am going to read our speaker's bio. After I introduce our speaker and he comes up, we're going to do a little rearranging. You might notice that he's very tall. So he has a little bit bigger podium. Okay. So our speaker today is Evan Dunn. And I know I saved a screenshot of his bio. Okay, am I on again? No? Better? Okay. Sorry, guys. I am ill prepared and I am searching for Evan's bio. In the meantime, well, not the printed one. It is? Okay. Excuse me, folks, while I check the arrangements.
It's really my fault because whenever I came in, I distracted.
Yes. See, leave it to the pro, Mike Zorba, to sort things out. Okay. Evan Dunn, God, Breath, and Movement, how the breath can be used for self-enhancement. And he is a breathwork instructor and coach. He's 43 years old, and he's lived in China and studied there for 18 months. And he's got some interesting history, but he's going to introduce a system that he's used to help lots of others with breathwork. And he's going to talk about some specific techniques to influence our physical and mental well-being. And he's going to talk about our posture, which I know we all can use. So please welcome Evan Dunn. He'll tell you the rest.
I can do that.
How's everybody feeling? Can you hear me all right? Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Oh, 2 mics. I love it. Very nice. What's good with one, double it. Feedback is a real thing. Electromagnetism is a very real thing. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for giving me another reason to try to distill everything that I'm working on. And a lot of these insights that can be enhancatory, they're getting synthesized. I'm trying to write a book. I'm trying to get a patent on this system. And the reason why is because posture and breathing is something that is so definitive of life. Every form of life needs gas exchange. It either needs carbon dioxide, which is what we exhale. This is for you, trees. This is for you, shrubs and grass. There's billions of them in each breath. Billions of molecules that are invisible. I can't see them. I can't see the force of gravity pulling on me. I can't see Newton's third law. For every force, there is an equal and opposite reaction. My body, my weight in this gravitational field, it's being pulled down, and it's with my muscles, with my musculofascial system, that I can come into this state of union. We're alive, we're united. But when my body is consciously and intentionally aligned, I'm fulfilling what the founders of this nation stated as being the reason for our founding: to form more perfect unions. When every part of you is bent, when every part of you is conforming to that DNA design, that's when you're becoming closer to God. That's when you're becoming a more universalist in terms of your perception for these laws. The laws of electromagnetism is happening right now. The photons that are being emanated from these lights, they're ricocheting, they're bouncing, and they're coming into our eyes. Every color that we see, it's not really red or blue. It's every other band, every other frequency except that. That's how we're seeing it. That's what's being bounced off of those objects. Everything that's black is drawing it in, just like inhales and exhales. Billions and billions of oxygen molecules being transported throughout my body to every cell. I'm composed of trillions of cells. And they give up that oxygen that wants to metabolize. You want to stay alive. You want to be somewhere within us. We want that. The more completely we breathe, the more completely we exhale everything within us. The wider those extremes can be, I can become maximally fulfilled, and then I can become the maximal vacuum within. When you get everything out of you, it's just your body, it's just your bones and your muscles and their strength, their alignment that's supporting you against that force of gravity, which is constant. Every moment of every hour of your life. Is mediated by gravity. This force that's drawing people together. I think whenever we come to places like this and we take vibrations and chords that are finely tuned by some experts, Every expert once started out as a beginner. Every expert once started out as somebody who just couldn't do it right, couldn't play that right note. Oh, dang. That was me for decades. I had terrible posture. Look at me. I'm a little tall, right? But I haven't always been tall. I used to play Legos like this. Whenever I was skating, I was too afraid to fall, so I was on one knee. On the basketball court, I was like this. Everything was in this direction. I was submitting. I wasn't collaborating with the force of gravity. I was allowing it to determine my shape. I was allowing it to determine how much esteem I had for myself. How much am I contributing with my time and my energy and all of, what do we eat? We eat, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, right? It's all solar energy. It's all photons that have trapped those chemical bonds by the result of their just dispensation throughout the cosmos. They don't care. They are indifferent. They are unconditionally loving to everything else. All those photons. That's what we eat. That's what's powering our lives. That's what's powering our thoughts, our feelings. Oh. Be a black hole. Compress. Be a supernova. Boom. That's a way to conform to these laws of the cosmos. They're within us. The universe is within us. The universe is my code. It's everything or outside of me, right? We don't think about that, though, enough. There's so many things that we don't see. I don't see the oxygen atoms. I don't see the oxygen molecules, but I know that they're there. Oh. What a time to be alive. There's so much chaos. There's so much division. But the recognition, the education, the access to information, the periodic table, oxygen, that's just a human name that we put on it. That's a human construct. It's just 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons. But they're both lacking 2 electrons. So they share. What an amazing phenomenon. Who created this? Who set these initial conditions for charges to all pursue balance? You can flex everything without going anywhere. Just like my body was like this. Just like the breath, O2 in, billions of O2 molecules, billions of CO2 molecules. That's one way that we manage our health. That carbon atom, that has mass. That's 12 atomic units. Multiply that by every breath, 1 billion. You're losing weight. You're improving your cellular metabolism by simply breathing. Breathe with power. Exhale with power. I see these types of gatherings when anytime there is a weekly point in the human rhythm of life. There's really 3 kind of rhythms. You've got the circadian rhythm, 24 hours, right? Then you've got ultradian, which is, weekly services. But there's also infradian. And understanding those rhythms enables us to conform more with these indisputable laws that are like the wind and the tides. We reject them. We allow them to be wedges between us at our own peril. And we're doing that as a larger society and culture right now. There have been so many human beings who have sacrificed their lives to study these phenomena, to study these interactions of molecules and fluids and gases, to create the electromagnetic fields that are bringing us those electrons from, I don't know where that power plant is, but I think we ought to have a field trip there. We ought to go to the oil well, we ought to go to the mine and see where is that ancient sunlight coming from. Somehow we're extracting it, and then we're making it work for us. We're burning it, and that's heating up the water, and it's that steam that's rotating those magnets around those giant cables of copper that's... What does the world sound like? You know, except for, you know, the sounds that life creates. It's the sound within you. Close your mouth, close your ears, close your nose. Those vibrations are in the trillions. And I think that the human mind to transcend the chaos is to come to a singularity. God can be that. Think about how they say it. God. Let's say God together. God. And whenever you do it, let it come out and then spill down. God. It feels good to say that. It feels good to breathe in that way. That's what a lot of the songs that we sing are doing. They're bringing us together in this enclosure. Nothing's coming from outside. It's just us. Can I ask you to do something with me? Wherever your hands are, here, wherever, move your thumb. Doesn't matter which one. One at a time. Keep on breathing. Now, move the other thumb just a little bit. Now come back to that first side. Move that thumb and move that big toe just a little bit. Keep on breathing. Do it to the other side now. Back to the first side. Thumb, big toe, index finger, middle finger. You feel these rolls? This is the power of breath, the power of increasing that intensity. Now keep on going with the other side. Thumb, index finger, ring finger. Thumb, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky toe. These rolls are happening. This is how we can tap in to the waves of light, the waves of sound. What do we do when we're trying to get each other's attention? Wave at each other. But there's wave and particle duality. And we, I believe, represent that. We are both individuals who together can make waves when we are aligned. Anyway. when our respiration, this calibration of O2 in, CO2 all the way out, all the way, abstain. Oh, ah, ah. This is the source that is available to everyone. No matter where you are, no matter where you come from, we can generate this type of alignment. And from there, we can initiate that inevitable revolution that is inevitable. The truth is going to win. It's just about measures of precision and the accuracy that we comply with what we know to be true. Thank you so much for allowing me to be up here. It feels so good. Doesn't it feel good just to breathe and to be? Those sound waves, they're still reverberating. They're a part of everything. The body keeps the score. The mind keeps the score. Oh. Can I read something to you? Oh, you know, we give Einstein a lot of credit in our culture, in part because, hey, he was the first human being to ever conceive of curves in space-time. All mass curves space-time. Mass tells space-time how to curve. GPS satellites are proof. The closer you are to gravity, to that source of force, slower time goes. With that satellite up there, hey, clocks go quicker. It's not much, you know, it's an atom, you know, it's a nanosecond, but that's a fact. Maybe he had some other ideas that we should heed. Says, the most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion which stands at the cradle of true art, true science, true life. I cannot conceive of a God who rewards and punishes his creatures. I am satisfied with the mystery of the eternity of life and with the awareness and a glimpse of the marvelous structure of the existing world, together with the devoted striving to comprehend just a portion, ever so tiny, of the reasons that it manifests itself. Thank you again. Thank you again. How perfectly timed was that alarm? My God. Forgiveness.
Thank you, Evan.
Now I'm just going to sit in, I guess.
So I apologize for the interruption of the very end of his talk, which was pretty freaking fascinating. And that quote out of the Einstein book, I would like to see more and read more about it. And we will save this. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Evan Dunn, thank you again. Thank you so much. And Mike, am I on track here? I'm just playing. Now is a time in our service where we are going to pass a basket. We're going to read an offering prayer, but first I want to tell you that Morning Star is a total volunteer organization with very few exceptions. We come early today. I got here and Mary was the only one setting up. James helped, and then Gray got here, but we have a sign-up sheet out on the table on the way in and out. Please put your name down for September so that we have teams of people who will come and do that shared work together to prepare this space for these amazing gatherings of Morning Star. So then, and also if you have cash, you can put that in the basket. Let's read the offering prayer on the back of your songbook. Recognizing God as the source of my supply, I joyously give of God's abundance, which is blessed and multiplied through me, and so it is.
That was our latest original.
That was an arabesque original. Yes. Isn't this phenomenal, the way they mesh perfectly with our Morningstar Awesome Band? I think we should invite them back. Yes. Music transports with the breath, and it circulates in this room, and I am so grateful. I know I'll walk out of here elevated in lots of ways, and especially with all the hugs and smiles of everyone who's here, and seeing kids, children. I can hear them. Yay. We do have some announcements, and as Mike reminded me, we do have the printout of next week's, oh crap. Shoot. Will you pull that up on your phone? But first, we have announcements. We have on next week, Saturday, we have Good Vibrations. It's a fundraiser, and it is a sound immersion experience, a $20 suggested donation. And this is to raise money for something. What is it? I'm not sure. It's, anyway, there's flyers out on the, it's at Unity Spiritual Life Center in Oklahoma City. There's a silent auction and a raffle, and refreshments will be provided. Sound immersions are fabulous. If you haven't been to one, it's so worth it. So these flyers are on the table. There's the Sisters in Spirit Fall Equinox Mini Retreat, Saturday, September 20th, here at this building. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's going to be activities. Charlotte has organized a lot of different things for people to do. It is for women, Sisters in Spirit. It's a potluck, so bring something to share. Also, there is the, that's the sound immersion. The sound immersion on September 27th, so there's two sound immersions, is for the Norman Cultural Connection. And that's going to be from 1 to 3 at the community room at St. Stephen's United Methodist Church. And Sacra has an announcement.
Okay, a few things. Thanks for greeting the kids with their stuffies and babysitting some of the baby stuffies that I have at home. And if you'll put those back in the purple bag on your way out, we'll have them for another Stuffy Sunday. We're also, when the children are here a little bit early, we're going to give them the bells to tell us when it's come in from the out. So we're going to give them some jobs to do. And then another thing, excuse me, do you want to party in peace? Well, some of us, and I hope lots of you, will choose to go up to the Capitol tomorrow, late afternoon. It starts from 5 to 8. We'll leave, a carpool of us will come at 4:30 to the Homeland on Robinson, park cars there and gather together and go up. And bring your hats and your lawn chairs and your dinner, and it's a protest, and it's called Workers Over Billionaires Labor Day. So if you want to read about it and see what it's about and what your statement is, but it's all about peace. It's not, so I'm taking my Love More sign. I'm taking my American flag, and you can take signs, you can do whatever, but we'll be up there tomorrow afternoon. It's a Labor Day party in peace at the Capitol, and everybody's invited, and bring some friends, because if we're going to be heard, we're going to have to be heard in numbers, not single one of us yelling out. So anyway, that's going to go on the back. Take a picture with your camera or whatever on your way out, and go look it up and see what it's about and see if you're in alignment with it.
Thank you, Sacra. Okay, next week's speaker is Kat Romero, Tending the Garden, Collaborative Initiatives from People of Faith. Boy, that dovetails right in, doesn't it? Kat is the Director of Operations at the Oklahoma Faith Network. She has an MSW from OU and has previously worked in child welfare, field research, and domestic violence. In her free time, she also hosts a podcast about the Manito culture of New Mexico. She's a board member and volunteer for Friends of the Norman Library and loves genealogy, gardening, and crafting. She lives in Norman with her partner and their kitty, Kelly. So she was inspired by a program at Morningstar years ago to start a campaign to engage people of faith to be at the forefront of climate action and advocacy called Tending the Garden. She will share more about this program and other initiatives at the Oklahoma Faith Network, the largest coalition of faith communities in Oklahoma. OFN's mission is to extend care, inclusion, and justice to all our neighbors, guided by 7 areas of focus: poverty, immigration, health, education, environment, criminal justice, and anti-discrimination. So join us next week on September 7th for Kat Romero. And thank you all for being here today. And now let's bless the circle and bless each other as we move out into the world and carry this light with us and exchange it with others while we're exchanging protons and yes, prayer for protection on the back of your songbook. Then we're going to circle up and sing the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and so it is.